The early afternoon sun reflected off the pond, creating a dazzling display of light across the waterfront estate. Everything seemed serene, the lodge standing proudly, the surrounding grounds pristine and untouched. But serenity was a fragile illusion, one that Karen sought to shatter with her relentless obsession over control. She had dialed emergency services once again, furious that I had declined her demands to relocate to her so-called waterfront area. She believed her HOA authority could dictate my movements, dictate my property rights, and coerce me into compliance. She was about to be spectacularly proven wrong. I was walking along the dock with my spouse and infant, conducting a routine inspection of the estate's defenses and logistics. The sensors, cameras, and drones were all operational, transmitting live data back to the tactical command center discreetly positioned on the property. As expected, Karen's SUV appeared at the edge of the grounds, her loyalists in tow, waving papers and shouting into their radios. "You will relocate immediately," Karen yelled, her voice cracking with frustration. "This is HOA property. Compliance is mandatory." I stopped, holding my credentials and decorations clearly visible, each symbol representing authority, law, and tactical readiness. My tactical squad, composed of former Marines, law enforcement veterans, and trained family members, moved into position around the perimeter, unseen but fully prepared to respond. Drones hovered overhead, capturing live footage of Karen, her loyalists, and any attempted interference. I spoke calmly, each word deliberate and commanding. "This is private property. Your demands are unauthorized. Your attempted coercion is illegal. Any interference with lawful property rights will be met with immediate enforcement. Step back immediately." Karen's face twisted in disbelief. She had assumed that dialing emergency services would automatically compel compliance, that law enforcement would arrive and remove me. She had completely failed to consider my credentials that placed me directly within law enforcement authority. Any call she made would not only be ignored but would provide further evidence of harassment and unlawful interference. Her loyalists began to falter, glancing at each other with uncertainty. They had been confident in their numbers and in her authority, but the reality of the situation quickly became apparent. This was not a bluff. The tactical squad, fully coordinated and aware of all potential approaches, ensured there was no path for aggression without immediate neutralization. Karen, desperate, tried again to assert her demands, pointing toward the dock as if gestures could impose authority. I stepped forward, voice unwavering. "Your interference has no legal basis. You are trespassing and threatening lawful activities. Any further attempt will result in immediate detainment." At that moment, her loyalists realized the futility of their actions. Every move they made had been anticipated, documented, and countered. Every call she placed to emergency services only highlighted her obsession and incompetence. She was powerless against the combination of legal authority, strategic preparation, and tactical readiness. By late afternoon, Karen and her loyalists had retreated. The estate, the lodge, and the waterfront remained untouched. My spouse and I resumed our stroll along the dock, the infant safely nestled in our arms, watching as calm returned to the property. "She never stops," my spouse murmured, scanning the perimeter for any remaining threats. "No," I replied quietly, "but every attempt she makes only exposes her obsession, her incompetence, and the futility of aggression against lawful authority and preparation." The pond shimmered in the golden sunlight, reflecting the tranquility restored across the grounds. Karen's interference had been completely neutralized. Tactical readiness, lawful authority, and strategic foresight had once again preserved the property, the lodge, and the family against her reckless ambition. Her obsession had been exposed, her authority discredited, and her attempts to impose control entirely defeated, leaving the waterfront estate secure, untouchable, and serene.